Hey guys, welcome back to Berry Mouse channel. Today we're going to continue the topic on pregnancy after weight loss surgery, today with a focus on gestational diabetes. So I have reached that point in my pregnancy where it is now time to talk all things gestational diabetes. And I thought this was a good topic to talk about because I feel like as a bariatric patient, this is one of the biggest things to look out for in pregnancy. And it is really confusing as a bariatric patient because you have to do things a little bit differently. So I want to share with you my personal journey and hopefully help you if you are about to be approaching that in your pregnancy or you're a little bit worried about the whole process of what it looks like. I'm currently 27 weeks pregnant, so it is crazy how fast time is passing, but I have also had another pregnancy. I have a 5-year-old son, so I want to share both of my stories with this specific topic because it is extremely important that you are knowledgeable about this if you are considering becoming pregnant after bariatric surgery. When I was pregnant with my son, I went in for my normal test to check my sugar levels to see if I had gestational diabetes. This consists of taking a sugar drink and then they test your blood sugars pretty much to see how your body responds to sugar. So went in for the normal test and it came back that I failed, which means that my blood sugar was too high. So what they do in that case is that they have you do a 3-hour test, which is pretty much where they take your fasting blood sugar, then they have you drink 100 grams of sugar very quickly. Yes, I said that, 100 grams of sugar, and you have to drink it very quickly. That's key there. And then they check your blood sugar every hour for 3 hours to see, again, how your body is responding to the sugar. So I went in for that test because the first one I felt fine. I didn't feel sick or anything. It was just, it came back, it was too high. The second one, I was like, okay, I'll go back in, I'll do it again because I thought it would be very similar. Well, I was wrong. I consumed the drink and I remember she was very like pushing me to drink it faster, and I kept saying like, I'm a bariatric patient. I can't drink very fast, like it hurts, like I have to kind of take it slow. So it was really stressful because she's sitting there like, come on, drink the drink. And at the time I was about, I guess, probably about 1.5 years post-op. So, you know, again, very limited space in my stomach. So I drank the drink and almost immediately I start getting sick and literally vomiting, diarrhea, feel like I'm gonna pass out. My heart was racing. I could not calm down. It was so severe that they almost rushed me to the emergency room because my body was having such a severe reaction to the sugar. By far the worst dumping syndrome I've ever experienced. And finally I was able to get through it, but they wanted me to redo the test and I was like, no, we're not doing that again. And so what they did is they said, okay, well, we still have to see if you have diabetes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna give you the kit and you're gonna start testing your blood sugars at home, and that way we can monitor it throughout the rest of your pregnancy, which ended up working out amazing. It was really great because I had control over it. I was able to every morning take my fasting blood sugar throughout the day, check it after meals, and just see where I was at. And I actually never had high blood sugar with my son. If anything, I was having low blood sugar. And so it made me recognize the things that I needed to do to make sure that, you know, that didn't happen. So I actually really enjoyed it because I was able to really keep tabs on it. So fast forward to this pregnancy, here we are, I am 27 weeks pregnant and it's about the time where they do the test. So what I said is that I will not be doing the test because I just don't want to put myself through that again. And so I'm doing the same thing I did with my son. So what I'm doing is checking my blood sugars at home and making sure that they are in the appropriate range. Now, I will go ahead and say that with this pregnancy, I have noticed my levels are higher. And so I am a little concerned because, you know, I don't really know what that means yet. I have an appointment tomorrow, so I really don't know if there's anything further I'm gonna need to be doing, but it has made me recognize, okay, you really need to start paying attention to what you're eating, making sure you're not eating too much sugar, making sure we're having that well-balanced diet. Because I am older now, I am also heavier than I was when I was pregnant with my son. So there is a higher risk of that. For a lot of people that have gestational diabetes, being overweight and obese can be one of the main causing factors of that. So I know I'm already at risk being overweight to have it. So I am a little concerned because I just feel like it's not like, it's like the highest it's been is like 102 fasting, but it's not supposed to be above 100. And so I'm definitely a little nervous this time around because I feel like, you know, it's challenging. And you know, you have to take this seriously after bariatric surgery in general, but you know, in pregnancy, being pregnant as a bariatric patient makes things so much more complicated. It's really hard to make sure that you are eating a well-balanced meal as a bariatric patient in general, because we're just always fighting against the time and making sure we can consume enough throughout the day. But throw pregnancy on top of that, it's so challenging because a lot of times you aren't wanting specific foods because you aren't, you know, craving them, or they make you feel sick, and it's hard. And so now, you know, being at a point where you have to start paying attention to the sugars too, and really recognizing, okay, like I have to force myself to eat a well-balanced diet or I'm gonna put myself and my baby at risk. And so, you know, I share these stories with you not to scare you, because I think there are plenty of people out there that have healthy pregnancies, especially after bariatric surgery. You know, the great thing with bariatric surgery is that a lot of times when you get pregnant, you know, you're at a healthy weight because you've lost so much. For me personally, I was still overweight both times when I got pregnant. And so it was still challenging for me, even though I had lost a significant amount of weight and my fertility had gone up and I was, you know, in this great place, I still am not as healthy as I could be. And so, you know, I think it's important to do your research and make sure that you are working with your medical team. I would not make the decision to not do the test unless you really talk to your OB, your surgeon, your nutritionist, talk to everyone and figure out how you're gonna test for gestational diabetes. Because what I don't want you to do is take this video of me saying, oh, don't go test for it, it's too awful. I think it's important that you know where your blood sugars are at. Like, if pregnancy in itself, you should know, but especially being a bariatric patient, being pregnant, you need to know where your blood sugar is at. Our body responds differently to sugar. That's why my body reacted the way it did with the test, was because my body could not keep up. And so work with your medical team to figure out how you're actually going to get a diagnosis, because the problem is, without me doing the true tests, I really don't have a formal diagnosis. And so it's really up to me to make sure that I am staying consistent with those blood sugar checks every single day. I will say that even if you do get diagnosed with gestational diabetes, don't panic, because it's okay. You know, I think that it's important that you are educated and that you know the things that you need to do and the lifestyle changes that you need to be making to make sure it's as healthy of a pregnancy as possible. But it's okay, just breathe and trust in your medical team to help you through this, because again, pregnancy is tough as it is, but throw bariatric surgery on top of that and it is just a whole mess sometimes. So hang in there. If you are going through this right now, you know, do your research and feel confident with kind of where you want to go with in terms of getting the test done or not getting the test done. Make sure there are some options for you and keep yourself accountable. I will tell you, sometimes I forget to check it, but I have to literally like force myself, and it's not comfortable pricking yourself all the time. But I want to be as healthy as I can through this pregnancy, not just for myself, but for my baby. And so if I can make these lifestyle changes and if there's things that I need to be doing better at, I wanna know and I wanna work with my medical team so I can set myself up for success as much as possible. If you are currently going through this, first of all, congratulations for expecting a beautiful baby. But again, hang in there because everything's gonna be okay. If you have any specific questions, let me know what those are. I would be happy to talk to you about them and just talk about this in this community, because even though pregnancy is common after bariatric surgery, it is hard to find people out there that are kind of going through the same thing and know that life is just a little bit different as a bariatric patient. And so an easy test such as gestational diabetes is not so easy for us. So I hope this helped you kind of figure out what you want to do in terms of where you're at with your pregnancy. But again, make sure you're working with your medical team to stay on top of this. You have to stay on top of your blood sugars. You need to make sure that you are eating a well-balanced meal as much as possible every single day to get that nutrition in, not just for yourself, but for your baby. Working out can also help a lot. So getting a little bit more active, making sure you're drinking water, getting your vitamins every day. Make sure you are keeping yourself accountable. I keep saying that over and over again, but it's because it is just so critical when you are pregnant after bariatric surgery to stay on top of things. You have to stay organized, you have to stay disciplined to make sure that you are staying as healthy as you can. All right guys, that's gonna be it for today's video. I will keep you posted how this journey goes for me. Fingers crossed that my appointment goes well tomorrow and that we get a plan in place to figure out kind of what's next in this journey to make sure that I am staying as healthy as possible throughout the rest of my pregnancy. But I will keep you posted. And if there are any other questions specific to pregnancy after bariatric surgery, leave them down below in the comments and let us know what those are. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon.